to the Super Dash channel. Today we're taking a look at my top 5 most anticipated cards out of the new Set 11 Vermilion Bloodline. Today we're taking a look at the red cards, so let's get into the list. Starting off, we're taking a look at the new Broly leader card. It's an activate main. Once per turn, add 1 card from your life to your hand. This card gains critical for the turn. Instead of the typical auto when this card attacks, draw a card, I like that they switch it up here and decide to go with this activate main ability. Plus, I just like crit and I love Broly, so this is already looking like an awesome card. Activate main, add up to 1 red extra card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck to your hand. Shuffle your deck, then negate the skill for the game. It's a nice throwback to the green Broly BR leader that adds 1 battle card from your deck to your hand. They're going with the 1 red extra card, which there are a lot of really good 1 cost extra red cards coming out in this set, as we'll see later on. Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, you may switch up to 2 of your energy to active mode, then flip this card over. Permanent, if you have a red Broly BR card in play, this card gains critical, so it's a nice little permanent effect there. So as long as you keep one of your red Broly BR cards in play, giving this card critical is going to be pretty amazing. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card, then this card gets 5k power for the battle. So it's a really nice and standard red leader card ability to be able to draw 1 and get the 5k. Auto, choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. When one of your red Broly BR cards is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, choose up to 1 red Broly BR card with an energy cost of 4 or less in your hand and play it. That's going to be a very strong ability with all the new Broly BR cards coming out. So pretty much you can get your swap engine started once again if your opponent interrupts that or gets rid of your Broly BR cards in any way. So that's really cool. So now we're going to take a look at card number 2. It's the SS Broly Unlimited Power. They finally released the SRs for the red and green out of this set, so keep an eye out for my green card list coming out tomorrow. But let's see what this guy has. He has unique, critical, double strike. Auto, if your leader card is red, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your red unison cards, add 2 markers to it, then choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand and send them to their warp. At the end of your opponent's next turn, they add all cards sent to their warp by this skill from their warp to their hand. So this is a really nice throwback to some of the old hit cards, as you can see here, playing off that mechanic of making your opponent get rid of cards, just not as strong as making your opponent send them to the drop area forever, but it's still a really nice mechanic to force your opponent into some really uncomfortable situations. I might actually pick some of these up while they're pretty cheap. It might have some play in this deck, we'll see though. And also, if you have 1 of your red unison cards out, this adds 2 markers to it, which there is a really strong Gotenks one that gets double strike and dual attack. I think it's like -5, -7. I think it's really cool that they're adding the mechanic of battle cards being able to add markers to your unison cards. So we'll see how that plays out with this set. All right, going into number 3, we're looking at SSB Gogeta Technique Unchained, the other red SR from this set. It has double strike. You EX evolve it onto a mono red Gogeta BR with an energy cost of 5, which is right below it. Permanent, this card can't be KO'd, so it gets around a lot of cards out in the format right now that are KOing cards, whether they have barrier or not. The only downside is there are a lot of removal cards that say just place that card instead of KOing it. So it doesn't get around that, but it gets around some of it. So we'll see how it works out later on. He has an auto, when a card evolves into this card, choose up to 1 of your red unison cards, add 2 markers to it, going with that new mechanic as well, and you can't play battle cards for the turn. Second auto, when this card or 1 of your opponent's cards attacks, you may choose 1 of your opponent's cards and it gets -20k for the battle. If you do, negate this skill for a turn. You're going to be disrupting a lot of decks right now that are playing battle cards that are either between 15 and 20. So this is going to be a great battle card to get on the board as early as possible. So here we go into number 4. We are looking at the new Bardock Strategic Mind, another SR in the set. This card is a 3-drop and it has deflect on it, which is great as always. If your leader card is mono red, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your red unison cards and add 3 markers to it. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get situated with these battle cards that are adding markers to your unison cards, but I do think once we find a nice way to use them, kind of like a perfect timing for when to play these types of cards, I think they're going to be very powerful moving forward. So definitely get your playset of these as soon as you can. Hopefully they won't be too expensive as soon as the set comes out, and we can get them for a decent price, but I'm willing to bet that they'll be a little bit pricey with the set coming out. So taking a look at our last card of the day, we are going with the Planet Bomba Field Spell. It has an activate main once per turn. If your leader card is a red Broly BR card and you add 1 card from your life to your hand, look at it up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, play up to 1 red Broly BR, Paragus, Ball or Golemite BR card with 5k power or less among them, then shuffle your deck. If you played a card, choose one card in your hand and discard it. With all the new Broly BR cards coming out, this is going to be a great turn 1 play with the deck, and I'm sure this is probably just going to be a standard 4 of in the deck, and I can't wait to see how strong it is. Here are some honorable mentions. We have 2. The first being Birth of a Super Warrior. It's a 1-drop extra card, activate main. If your lead card is a red Gogeta BR card, choose one. Play or add to your hand up to 1 skillless Son Goku with an energy cost of 1 and up to 1 skillless Vegeta with an energy cost of 1 from your deck, or do the exact same thing but from your drop area. This is a very versatile extra card that obviously has value early and late game, so that's probably going to be a 4 or 3 of in the deck. And we have one more honorable mention of the day. It is Violent Rays. It's a counter attack. If your leader card is red, negate the attack. You may choose one card in your hand and discard it. If you do, choose one. Your opponent can attack with battle cards with 20k power or more for the turn, or your opponent can attack with unison cards with 20k power or more for the turn. So this is going to be a nice little alternative to Topo. If you're not seeing yourself have possibly like 2 energy open in the deck you're playing, this might be a good substitute for an effect like that could possibly stop your opponent from attacking for the turn. And it is as well another SR for the set. It looks pretty dope and I can't wait to get my hands on it. But that's going to do it for today. We just took a look at 5 cards out of the new set that I'm very excited for. With 2 honorable mentions there. So stay tuned for my video tomorrow. I'm going to be looking at the green card list out of the Vermilion Bloodline set and picking 5 cards that I'm very excited for as well. So stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one.